Hello.
Well,
Hello.
everyone! Welcome back for our Twitch streamers. Hello, it's been so long, we missed you. For our YouTube streamers, hi, hello, it's been so long, we missed you. Welcome back. Where we last left off, our party was enjoying a much needed and well-deserved day of rest after their harrowing escape or successful rescue of Ava and the Morinshire Academy. And we are jumping over to find out what Quinn's been up to since she left the tavern and headed off to the library. Quinn, what you up to?
So Quinn headed off to the library, but not necessarily with the purpose of going hard research mode as much as the library has and always will be kind of Quinn's safe space and place where she tends to not be around a lot of people to begin with or ever around people, and usually does have her nose in a book. And so she's more much like Kira has gone to a temple just out of need to go to a temple or for the comfort of a temple. Quinn is going to the library to worship her god, which is knowledge.
Okay. Doing anything while you're at the library, or just kind of like just soaking up being there?
It's mostly soaking up being there and enjoying the quiet, because there hasn't been much quiet since this whole ordeal has happened. Like even the couple of days, or like the time here and there where we did have a safe night, you know, there was a chi with bubbles and like other things happening. So really just taking in the quiet of it all. But you know, also like looking up things about dragons maybe, and if there's any tales, and I would
Okay.
assume that like Quinn is very familiar with this library and where everything is, and so yeah, I would go for some dragons, maybe things about time.
Okay. Go ahead, roll me an investigation at advantage because you know where you're looking for things.
Okay. A 16.
16. Okay. You start off with the books on dragons. They're very few and far between. Most of the time, it's just merely mentions of a great beast that some hero is fighting. But they're all in, like, novels, like fictional novels of varying lengths and age ranges. There doesn't appear to be any, like, instructional text, not instructional text, like, just, there have been no studies done. They're not a real thing. Why would they're a fun concept, but nah. Time magic has a few that you have perused before. Books that Ava recommended to you when she first brought up the idea of studying chronergy. And you've read them before. One of them is a very more the scientific side of the arcane studies about how time could possibly be used, and the other on the beginning studies of its use. Would you mind rolling me a flat d20, please?
8.
8. As you're reading this book, in the back of your mind, you hear it. Like the ticking of a clock. What do you do?
I close my eyes and I mentally push myself towards the ticking.
There's no movement. There's no shift. The air becomes stale and stagnant around you, whereas there was the faint breeze of other students walking by, of windows being opened. There is none of that here. But it's familiar. And you open your eyes and you are back in that familiar grand library of time. And it stretches out as it had before. It looks to be brighter than the last time you were here. Almost like the sun has risen in this small little hidden world. What do you do?
Am I alone now? Like there were people kind of milling about, walking past me.
Well, there's no other people here but me. And you hear Chronos speak behind you.
It's been a few days.
It has. That last trick was quite eye-opening. I had no idea we could do something like that.
Indeed.
Your connection is incredible. You might even be as good as I am. And Chronos stands before you. His white hair, not so white anymore. There's almost like a maybe like a faint brunette or like strawberry blonde that was in his hair. What's your passive perception? I know it's high.
Well, no, my passive perception's 11, but my passive investigation is 18.
Do you investigate him?
Yeah, with the change of hair, absolutely.
He looks to be younger.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not as many like wrinkles around his eyes, and he doesn't have as defined jowls. There's still like he still looked older, but whereas before he looked to be in like his 80s, he now looks to be in his like maybe late 50s, early 60s.
Are there any reflective surfaces nearby?
With your passive investigation, the floor is like polished marble. There doesn't appear to be any mirrors, though.
Okay. I'll mentally check that for later.
Okay.
So, what brought you here this time?
Oh, I had to congratulate you on that display. It got me thinking. If you tapping into the magic could do that, go back in time and stop what was his name? The hoity-toity man with blonde hair. Stop him from interfering.
Lauren.
That's what it is. Lauren. God, he's so annoying. If your touch on magic could do that, I wonder what we could do together. If you're not opposed, there's this time I wanted to go back and see. I haven't been able to return to the world due to the rift that was left after the Great Dragon War.
What time do you want to go back to see?
It is before the breaking. It was my home before I was broken off from there. Just to see it once more would be refreshing. As much as I love my library, my solitude away from the crazies of the world, to get a breath of fresh air, just to see it, would be welcomed. Now, I'm not trying to pressure you into anything, and if you're not comfortable with it, I understand. But I would love to see the grass again.
What would that take?
To be honest, I don't know. I've never tried something like this before. Typically, it takes a lot. It took a lot out of me to assist in going back those few minutes that we had. If we could have just an ounce of just raw power, untamed, if we were to use that, it would be, our abilities would be limitless, which honestly is terrifying to think about, especially with Chronology as it is. Never mind, it's too dangerous.
What do you mean by with Chronology as it is?
Well, it takes a lot. There's a give and a take when it comes to working with time. Sometimes you have to give things up in order to attain its mastery. And he gestures to his library.
So in other words, you've mastered time and you've given up your connection to any material plane.
In a sense, I used to be able to kind of like pop in and out, but after the world broke, because of stupid dragons, petty squabbles, I've been unable to touch much of the world that you know.
What would you do if you could touch the world?
Go back to that time before, maybe see if I could stop them all from fighting in the first place. Dumb as it was. Maybe actually, if we could stop the whole war from happening, I never would have broken away. But that would take immense power. And as good as I am at this, I'm not that good. Not that strong. Out of practice, as it were. But there's also the risks in going back that far to stop such a war from happening. I couldn't guarantee what would happen to the world you know now. And in some ways, the world that you all were allowed to influence, to build upon, is better than what they had. Sure, they had these vehicles, carriages that could fly, and they had technology beyond counting. If you think what you have now is great, wait until I tell you about indoor plumbing. Oh, game changing, incredible. And they developed that so early on. I'm just honestly surprised that after 3,000 years, well, just about, you haven't even touched the surface. Granted, I guess when you came back, you did have to start from the beginning as atoms, and then, grow from that, and then relearn everything. But come on, 3,000 years and you still have it? It's a bit much.
But you think that somehow the two of us could go back to...
You are the greatest chronology wizard that Goshel has seen in an age since my time. Your mentor was good. She was too harsh with it. Your touch is delicate. It's precise. Honestly inspiring. You should teach me that. You could teach me that. Just need to be stronger.
And what would make me stronger?
Practice. The boring answer. Cool. You had access to one of the fonts of power of the world. Look, Chronos is getting a little too powerful here. A little too powerful.
Red flag. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's fine.
So I rolled a 6 on my insight.
Insight? He seems genuinely desperate to go back and see his friends. Like, he misses them. There's like a softening to his features when he talks about them. So.
Well, assuming that, as you say, the fonts of powers are a bit on the fritz. Shall we practice a bit so that I can improve my power?
Absolutely. And he will gesture for you to come and follow him and take you back into his library. Where, if you don't mind, roll me a percentile, please.
55.
You work with Chronos. And he begins to show you things that you had theorized in your head when handling certain spells. He shows you a better way to do it. To do some things that you hadn't thought about. He shows you that your theories were correct. They just had to be approached in a different way. And you work for what seems like an age. back at Morinshire. River, Jade, you have just arrived in the library.
Do we see Quinn anywhere or recognize anyone else here, or is it just kind of like free reign?
There's students milling about. You don't immediately see Quinn because you walk in and there's just stacks of books. Like shelves of books in this very circular room.
Oh, I hate books. Jade,
hate
I don't...
books. Why are we here?
Because I really would like to learn more about the rituals and if there's a way to stop it. I just really hated lessons when I was a kid. I understand if you don't want to be here if you had other things to do. However, I would really appreciate the help. Don't leave me alone and do this alone. I don't want to be here alone.
I will stay.
Thank you. All right, let's go find the card catalog, I guess, or the fancy version. See what they put mind-possessed tattoos under and see if we can find anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you start walking through, you do find our lovely Dewey Decimal card catalog.
Love to see it.
And as you approach a small, tiny, about 7 inches tall, figure sits on top. What can I help you with?
Hi, we are researching tattoos that can contain
Tattoos?
power.
It snaps its fingers and one of the drawers opens and a bunch of small cards come out. Here, you want these?
Could we narrow that down a bit? Add
Sure.
holds power, specifically of the mind control variety.
She snaps her fingers and 90% of the cards go back in.
Okay, now we're working. How about, and it's not an exact thing because Quinn has the rituals, but she's got a rough idea, and she's perfectly not making it look identical, but a rough semblance of one of the circles that they've seen. She just does a quick sketch. Anything of this?
It snaps its fingers and all the cards vanish.
Oh, okay. Can we bring back the?
Sorry.
Okay, take it back a step. Take it back. And undo. Control Z.
Yep.
Okay.
The cards come back up.
Let's start with these, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. And they float down to you. Happy hunting!
Thank you.
How many cards did we just get?
Yeah. How bad of the
4.
situation? 4? Okay.
4.
Okay. I think we could divide and conquer that.
This seems reasonable.
As you begin to mill through the library, you do happen to walk by the study tables. And you see Quinn sitting very still, her nose in a book.
Our page is turning.
You stay long enough, you do notice a page turn.
Okay. Do we want to be annoying and see how long it takes for her to realize that we're there? Or should we, give her a moment of peace?
Do either of us notice her being is it like a natural stillness, or is it something that we're used to seeing?
Roll an insight.
God, what is my insight? Oh, 13.
It looks... You've seen Quinn when she gets into her focused states. It seems very reminiscent of that as she studies her book.
2 gold says she does not notice we are there for 2 2 hours.
I kind of like wave my hand from where we're standing. But I'm assuming if she's so focused in the book, she's not gonna look up anyway.
I'm just saying, we sit at the ends of a table, and when she finally looks up and notices we're there, we're just like, we've been here the whole time. You sat down at our table. What are you talking about?
That's fair. Let's find the books and do that.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation.
Oh. I feel attacked. I've only rolled
One of
intelligence
you-
rolls.
One of you at advantage, and the other, or each one of you roll individually.
Are you feeling smart, Jade?
About +2 smart.
I will give you advantage.
Oh no.
All right, Jade. Investigation at advantage.
That went everywhere. Ooh.
Can I bane the books?
21.
21.
Nice.
21, sure. All right, you go and you find 3 of the 4 books. One of them appears to have been checked out. But you have
Whack.
3 of the 4. You head back to the table and begin reading.
I'm gonna keep the card for the book that was checked out
Okay.
to see if we can go back later and find out who checked it out.
Okay.
It's just like a quick kind of cursory skim through the book, and then if there's anything that seems like...
The book that you're reading appears to be more about the enchantment magics
Okay.
and their uses, what's forbidden, what's not, kind of thing. And as you skim through, they all appear to be in some form about some of them are about the potential dangers of ritually casting summoning spells, but there doesn't appear to be anything specific to your...
I think when it kind of like starts to become apparent that, like, you just grab a book and you kind of know what the topic is, and it's just like, wow, this is immediately left field. I did not choose my terms correctly. She's still kind of like browsing through the book though, and starts kind of getting lost in thought more that she's reading, but still keeps the motion, and like looks over at the stack of the Beverly Ward books with the crystal on top.
Yep.
And kind of glances over to Quinn, and then flips through a few more pages, glances over to Jade. You know what terrifies me more than anything else is not getting to make choices. Choices terrified me at first. I've had no idea when I left home that, how was I survive, what you're gonna do, where to go, what to learn, what jobs to pick up. Oh my gosh, it's why adventuring's so nice. The jobs just kind of land in your lap. You don't need to make decisions. Deciding who to be was the hardest thing. And I've always been someone else. I'd always been my sister, or had to pretend to be someone else, or the sister I was supposed to pretend to be. If we can't stop this tattoo, I'd much prefer to be stopped. Yeah, that's probably sounds extremely morbid and such a downer after we came off of such a great fight.
No, I think I understand the concern. I don't think that you'll need to be stopped that far.
I'm very good at running away. It's what I do best. And honestly, I don't think there's anyone else on this team that would be able to stop me. And honestly, if I'm gonna trust someone to stop me, because... Oh boy, that's a loaded question. Me going invisible is my go-to. I like hiding. I like people not being able to see me. To give someone the power to see you. Oh. That's just... so much more to think about that I don't really want to touch on. If there's someone in this party that's going to hold that crystal, I would really appreciate if it was you.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, so I have been thinking about it. I know I don't have the best reputation for that, but hear me out. I can't ask Kira. I think she would cry. Annisa would do it, but Annisa kind of terrifies me. And I'm not 100% certain I trust her with that right now. Lily would do it, but I don't want her to make that choice, and I especially don't want her to live with that choice. That's asking too much. I can't do that. If I were to run, and if it was... Okay, listen, Quinn could kick my ass. But if it's anything else other than kicking ass, I don't think Quinn could stop me. I think I can counter most of Quinn's magic. You're observant. I've seen you. You see things. You could notice when I start being weird. I don't think my magic will hurt you as much. It's the mind controlling. You gotta be pretty damn wise to stop that, and you've been pretty damn wise this whole adventure so far. And you're quick. Oh god, you're quick. I think you're the only one who could actually keep up with me if I start running. And I trust you. I think you would trust me if I went invisible and needed to not be seen for a while. But would know when the moment is that I need to be saved, I guess. Or I need to be stopped. Or at least slowed down. Oh god, your stun locking abilities. I think you are the only one that can legitimately stop me.
Before I answer, is Quinn moving at all? Especially when River mentioned her name. I just want to make sure, because if she's listening, then...
Yeah.
Actually, Quinn.
This is a blow to Quinn's ego, does this register?
We're about to get cooked by her.
Me?
Not me looking up what level I can take True Sight at. What?
Oh, God.
Can you
What is that, fist or
roll
something?
me a perception check?
I
at
have
disadvantage?
counter spell.
Oh, God.
Quinn, roll me
Magic.
perception at disadvantage real quick.
All
Can't
right.
counterspell a subtle counterspell.
You don't know it's there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I knew this would be playing dirty, but I also have logically been thinking about this.
It's 6th level. I was close.
At disadvantage 15.
15.
Nice.
River and Jade, because you're the one who's kind of keeping watch. You kind of notice as she's reading, she kind of like cocks her head to the side as if trying to hear, but like keeps reading.
Okay.
Other than that, there is no change
Uh-huh.
in her demeanor at all.
I mean, I figure it's a toss-up.
Quinn's just gonna track us down later. It's like, I heard you were talking shit.
I feel like if she really heard us, like, we'd be cooked right now.
Fireball.
Doesn't matter if we're in a library. Like, something would have happened to us. But anyways. I mean, you're right. I'm very fast. Not sure about the wise part. I mean, I still feel like I could have handled that dragon situation a little bit better. But if you need someone to chase after you, I am probably your best bet. It's true.
River kind of nods to the crystal on a stick.
I'm just trying to imagine it's like on a stick, like just okay. Well, I pick it up and I tuck it in my robe somewhere. I don't know how to use this thing, but I mean, I guess in the moment I'll figure it out.
You know, like bippity boppity boo. Isn't that how the wizards do it? I don't know.
I don't know. You're magic. You tell me.
It's all innate. I didn't have to learn shit.
That's not helpful.
Yeah, I don't have a wand. I just double checked.
Well, if you're trying to keep this from Quinn, I can't ask her.
Well, I guess she might be able to look into it more and we can kind of explain it. And if the group feels that she would be better with it, like...
I mean, that's not what I said, but okay.
We don't have to intentionally hide anything from the party. And if there is a very valid concern, I could get mind controlled at any moment. That's probably something we should be looking at.
I think ultimately it's up to you.
Well, if it's up to me, I choose you. I've given some thought. I have not read much in this book. It's definitely not at all what we're looking for unless, you know, you want the different tattoo styles of half-naked ladies.
I think someone in the group would want to see that book.
Put it aside for the checkout list. But yeah, these are just the usual enchanted tattoos where you can get the magic or certain skills kind of embedded to you. Nothing about, you know, stashing power for later or, you know, giving someone else power or mind control. Nothing really with my skill set, so.
I mean, well, what if we change the search instead of it being like focused on the tattoo? What about just the magic that it's imbued with instead?
So, like, the magic I can do?
No, like the mind control aspect and...
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume it could get applied in any kind of way. Tattoo just happened to be the choice for you.
Yeah, and I guess part of my powers are influencing the mind of a variety of ways, so... Oh boy, we're gonna have to think of how to word this very carefully, because there's a lot of mind control spells. And
I'm
yeah.
still gonna keep that card, though.
Yeah.
from the one I picked out.
Does it say who checked it out, or is that attached to the book?
It's been a while since I've gone to a library, but I'm pretty sure the card goes
In the book.
Alright, so you have to find the book in order to know who checked it out. This is...
Yeah.
But
Makes
I will say, the card has the name of the book on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. What's the name
Yeah.
of this book?
Does it seem like
There's
any...
usually a request for return system,
Okay.
so that If we're talking like a college library, because like, you know, those books
Yeah.
get checked out for a semester. And so
Yeah.
like, there's usually a request for return. And so the person who has it out has like 48 hours to return it.
Does the title or the subject or the explanation of the book seem like something that would be relevant, or
It
some of the same?
appears to be ways to discreetly put like enchantment magic into tattoos.
Oh, it's an extremely
it's-
relevant book.
More so along the lines of like ways to spot it. So like, yeah, relevant, but more for common uses for today.
Oh, we can always put in the request and see if we get it before we leave.
I wonder what would be faster, requesting the library or pulling a favor.
Oh,
Whenever Quinn snaps out of whatever the hell she's doing. Maybe convince some staff to find who's got the book a little faster.
that's true.
At first, let's find the rest of these books.
Yeah, we're just kind of like looking, browsing, reading, and I imagine we're just kind of killing time at this point and waiting and betting to see. Okay, I put 2 hours. What are you betting at, Jade? How long until Quinn knows we're there?
How long have we been here so far?
With all the research, probably about 2 or so hours.
Mm.
So far, you already lost this bet because it's been past 2 hours.
Well, you were supposed to put in a time before we reached the 2-hour marker, but sure. She'll pass over 2 gold to you.
Yes.
Quinn.
Yes.
Chronos looks at you like absolutely stunned. He's like, "You've learned all this on your own."
It's not entirely on my own, but
You have a gift.
well, I mean, sure, there's innate and aptitude, but you know, there's a lot of practice, more of a skill.
Yeah, hard earned, and you are incredible. I wonder what you could do if you had access to one of those fonts of power. If they were up and running like normal.
Could we not go back in time to a point where the font was up and running like normal?
They're sort of in this chrono warp. The amount of power that they have kind of protects them, but either way, it can't be done from here. It has to be done on your side of things. But if you had access, I don't know, to magic, then, like, beyond what your current form could contain, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to puncture through. Like a needle.
Then I suppose we should get to saving the rest of the fonts of power then, shouldn't we?
Could be helpful. Keep your eyes out for things. There's magical items out there that have access to power. If you were to get one, 2, and utilize them together, I think you'd be able to do anything. The only request I would have is that you just let me go back and see my friends one final time. Or drop me off. Just let me stay there.
These items.
Yeah.
Tell me more about them.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, there's these robes that are able to tap into magic, sort of amplify it. There's a staff, I believe. Oh, wait there were these crowns that the dragons used back in the day. Those are raw untapped power. What's that face?
The player's like, there's robes and a staff? You just casually drop the robes of the Magi and the
What?
staff for somebody playing a wizard like that?
I mean, I don't know
What?
where they are now, but I'd be happy to look into it for you. I mean, I've got everything that has happened in time chronologed here.
Actually, yes, if you wouldn't mind looking into that, that would be
Oh, of
splendid.
course.
But no, not a but and would be
And?
the proper conjunction. 'Cause, okay, so I've when I was a child, I read some books that had dragons in them, and there was always knights that would be fighting the dragons to,
Yes.
to save the princess. And sometimes these books had weapons that were particularly good against dragons.
Okay. You
Now-
see him turn and he goes over to his desk and kind of sits down and pulls out a notebook and starts writing as you're talking.
So, this is a long shot, but in theory, if dragons are actually real, then it's possible that these works of fiction, or things that we once thought were works of fiction, may not actually be fiction, or could be loosely based in reality.
I don't see why not. I mean, that's sound and valid logic. If these items are lost, we might be able to go back and find them. Would that help you out there?
I do think we're probably going to face a few more dragons, so yes.
Let me see what I can dig up. I've got, and he kind of looks back to the shelves that just stretch on for eternity. Let me see what I can find. I'll contact you, or you contact me. Actually, and he'll take off a pendant from around his neck. And it's just simply an hourglass, but it has sand in it. However, the sand spirals up and vanishes. If you need me, just flip this.
Quinn takes it.
All right, you've given me... Wow, I've not been this excited in who knows how long. I'm gonna get to work on this. Let me know if you find anything.
Will do.
And Quinn, that was some impressive work. You're astounding. Keep practicing. I'd like to see where you could go.
He just simply nods.
And as you nod, Jade, River, you watch as Quinn nods, and her hands close the book. And Quinn, you are back in the library. The regular library.
I'm definitely staring her dead in the face
River is
until
waiting.
she makes eye contact.
Yeah, when Quinn turns, little wave.
Hello. How long have you been here?
About 3 hours.
Ah.
Hmm.
Did you have any luck with what you were looking for?
Did you?
Not really. I mostly just wanted the quiet.
Insight check.
Can River give her advantage?
Sure.
Yes.
Oh, advantage. Okay. 15.
15.
Unfortunately, that is not high enough for what I rolled, so
Dun, dun,
it's
dun.
hard to read Quinn.
Damn
She
it.
seems to be telling the truth.
Mm.
Oh damn! I probably should have asked for that. Never mind. That's fine.
Okay. Now, Annisa, you said you went late in the day to the forge, right?
Yeah, probably closer to like evening time.
Okay. All right. Kira, how long would you have stayed at the temple?
Not super long. She probably would have. I mean, like at the most, maybe like an hour,
Okay.
and then just kind of returned to her wandering.
Okay. Doing anything specific?
I don't think so. I think just kind of more the same, wandering around, thinking her thoughts. Probably just kind of aiming to get back to the tavern by like dinner time.
Okay. All right. Lilliana. I imagine your spa day lasts probably in the maybe 4-hour mark, possibly longer. Since you did the whole shebang. Nails, hair, massage. What does Lilliana do when she's finished? What is she wearing now? Because she went shopping, right?
Yes.
Describe to us what Lilliana looks like now.
So Lilliana is back and she is now wearing a instead of she still has the armor that she was wearing, but it looks like it's been buffed and just fixed up. And she's wearing, rather than a blouse under it, she's wearing a leather jacket over it. And what looks to be like a harness that's sort of like peeking out from underneath the actual like metal parts of the armor. She's also wearing these like heeled boots that look like sturdy, like almost like rock climbing boots, but also very stylish, like black. And she's also wearing like just black tights and like a tighter belt around the waist. The bandages that were at one point covering her eyes are now wrapped up the left forearm. And instead, she is wearing this very thick pair of orange, sort of like forge goggles almost. And as I mentioned, she has her like, like blue fiery type of hair is now cut into a bob and bangs. And she's deciding whether she wants to be seen like this, despite the fact that she changed her entire appearance, and it's kind of too late for that.
Okay. All right. How long, River, Jade, and Quinn, how long would you hang out at the library, or would you head out very shortly after?
Quinn would try to head out.
And I feel like Jade and River were like 100% like done with their research, like struck out, and were kind of killing time and just chit chatting, waiting for Quinn to realize they were there because they were too far into the gag to back out.
Okay.
I think we would have explained the missing book thing to Quinn to see if we can
Yeah.
get it faster.
It's possible you could ask the clerk. They should have a record of who has checked out the book. You may want to be persuasive and looks right at River.
Mhm.
Or just offer up gold, maybe.
I mean, you're pretty popular around here. Think you got some sway? You seem to have your names on the end of a lot of people's lips.
I mean, I have some sway, but not quite as smooth a talker.
Yeah, but it's your home turf. I feel like a theoretical DC would be lower for you.
DC, what's that?
What?
What's a
Who?
DC?
Huh?
It's like, you know,
Like
when
that?
people decide
A
they're going to give you a
town?
favor or not, and like how much effort it's going to be. Like if it's somebody they know and trust, like they're more apt to be like, that seems shady, but I like you, let's go, as opposed to a total stranger, like, that seems shady, get the fuck out.
Very well. Quinn like just stands up, grabs her books, drops them in the kind of like the cart because they'd much rather you not shelve it yourself. And then goes to the front with the card. Excuse me.
That same little 7-inch figure, kind of like right up. What can I do for you?
Terribly sorry, but could you? This one book is checked out. Could I find out who has it? There's a passage in it that I thank you.
One moment, and they disappear. Time stretches for 5 seconds.
Like, I know watching it, the card was the exact
30
same size as
seconds.
it passed over, but I swear it got even bigger when they were holding it.
They pop back. This book is too. Excuse me, the voice. This book is 2 years overdue. It has been missing for so long. I don't know who took it. They
You?
didn't send it out.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I'm
Do I
gonna
believe them?
roll insight.
Definitely rolling insight for this.
River will too.
Okay.
23.
23.
15.
15.
16.
16. River, you catch during their tears the hint of anger in their disposition. Like how dare you question them? How dare this book be missing under my watch? How dare this make me look bad? And you watch as its soft colors darken. Just slightly. And River, you're the only one who picks up on it.
Well,
What do you do?
I really want to make a joke. Somewhere, Lola the librarian is like a quest. I guess I am.
I have to go do some digging.
Thank you.
And it disappears again.
Oh, they were really pissed about that. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was like the colors started to darken. I think they were about to explode.
Did they take the card with them?
Yes.
God damn. Well, did anybody catch the name of the book?
I am so confused what's going on. I don't get this reference.
Clue.
Clue.
On the sides of my face.
Oh.
Oh, was that the reference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Here I am going, I feel like I'm being dropped something and I have no idea what to do with this. Okay. We head back.
Okay. It's probably late in the afternoon when you guys head back. So you are the first ones back. Maybe cusp evening at this point. You do miss Annissa's leaving in the process.
I feel like Kira probably gets back shortly after
Okay.
the library crew does.
Okay. No, you're good. So, you guys sit down. Kira comes back. Lilliana returns. And hours later, Annisa returns.
Lily, look at you.
Ah,
Hi.
you look great.
Thank you. It's a lot. Thank you.
You look
And I
amazing.
just sit down. Liliana is like the color of a galaxy for a fire genasi, but she still blushes like that pink flame.
Aw.
And she just sits. Thank you.
Here,
I-
you drink.
I just started making changes and decided to just not stop with that.
All great choices. As somebody who grew up in a household with a royal tailor, you look amazing.
Everyone who worked on it definitely did a wonderful job. I just don't know if I'm never really been just this glamorous before. Little weird.
It suits you well. Give it a few days,
Yeah.
see if you like the vibe of it, if you want to change anything. Otherwise,
Yes. I
If
will
you
do
like
that.
it.
I do like the shoes.
oh, they look great.
You look simply ravishing. Only Liliana hears that.
Yeah. Thank you. So,
Sit and sh-
do you know where Annisa went? What were you all up to?
No idea about Annisa. She was here when I left, but I kind of just wandered around town a bit.
Oh, Quinn, Maeve, not Maeve. A little shit
Yeah.
named Roderick. Okay, you guys get okay.
Yeah, little tiefling.
What?
Yeah.
Is that some like school town shit? Is that what?
Basically,
Okay.
upperclassmen put them up to it.
Hmm. So don't set them on fire when we see them next.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean,
Don't
it
hit
won't
them with
harm
swords?
them as much. You chose fire.
So fire's okay then.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's just not quite as effective as you'd expect it to be.
So if we want to go for effective, go for blunt force.
I mean, that is quite effective, yes.
You don't have like a safe phrase or something to know who it is next time, so we don't have to resort to like fireballing somebody.
I don't know necessarily about safe phrase, but I did pick up that it was not, that there was something off with her, and so I was able to detect thoughts and realized it was not indeed her, and was able to sufficiently frighten them with Anissa's assistance, revealing who they were.
Oh, looks like you had it handled. And without setting them on fire.
So the next time you see them, you're gonna instantly detect thoughts, right? When they come up to us. Just just to be safe.
Mm-hmm. On Maeve. Next time we see Maeve. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Maeve.
No. I
But what if it's
generally
the Vulture
don't
again?
try to do that unless it's a situation where people seem to be who they are not, or because that is a thing that we have encountered now multiple times. Plus, we
Yeah.
are traveling with someone who that is one of their favorite approaches. So, I tend to reserve it for those situations.
But since we're like here, it's very clear that they're trying to prank you. So it seems relatively safe to use it here, yeah?
Do you? What you're saying is you would like me to do that to you, or
You can
anyone
if you
else
want
at this
to.
table? That's what I'm hearing.
Well, I'm speaking for myself here, but I don't care if you did it to me.
I'm not going to.
No, I'm just saying, it's open opportunity.
It's generally there are things that we can do, and that doesn't mean that we should do them.
For what it's
That
worth for
is
me,
very wise.
please don't.
The only time I would is if I suspected that you had ill intentions towards the group.
That's fair.
Mhm.
Well, paranoia aside, I'm glad that at least some of us had productive. Well, I suppose self-care is productive in its own way.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
immensely important.
Definitely say it's about this time, Annisa. You do return to the tavern. How does Annisa return after everything?
Did you stop at another tavern to get a beer to go on the way back? Is what I want to know.
No, she definitely like kind
A
of
walking
jogged.
beer. Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like jogged back with all her shit, and just kind of like Kramer's in the door. And sees all of you guys and just goes, I will be right back, and like runs upstairs to just like go drop all her stuff and like splash water on her face, and comes back down like 3 minutes later and just like plops at the table.
Are you
Just-
not in your armor?
No, it wasn't on me.
Oh,
Just open it.
do we notice that shit?
Riverwood, she's
think
never
we
gotten her
got it,
armor.
right? Yeah.
I mean, it's like the first like vacation town. We've been
Yeah.
told we have a
Yeah.
couple
Mhm.
days, so for the
Yeah,
first
Kira's not
time.
wearing her
yeah.
armor either, yeah.
But
Yeah.
we distinctly remember last seeing you in your armor, though.
I mean, I don't think I would have been in it this morning. I feel like
Okay,
you would have seen
okay.
me in it
Oh,
last
okay.
night drinking, and then like you haven't
Okay,
seen me in it yet.
This
again.
reaction,
Okay,
but in the morning. But no, you got a reaction for not being in the armor.
For sure.
Just like
It is rare.
deep V poet shirt out of nowhere. Hey,
Nice.
what's up?
Yes.
Mhm.
We stand.
Love this for her. What were you doing with your armor and your weapons?
I went to the forge because it's like meditative. Just and I just wanted to like sit and think my thoughts, and I thought my thoughts. Mm-hmm.
How good of a job
Uh-huh.
did you hide your weapons when you ran past us?
Ooh,
I mean,
I
I've
see
noticed
the
that.
hammer.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Missing hammer, glowing sword.
Mhm.
Like, I wouldn't have been trying to hide them, but it would have been like, you know, when you just roll everything up in the sleeping bag to go home from the sleepover.
Yep.
Jesus.
I think it's fine. You can.
I would
if
love
you-
to roll an insight check though.
Yeah,
It's all not
if you
helpful.
got it,
Yeah.
got it.
And then you can roll either deception or persuasion, Annisa.
Okay, I guess I'll roll something.
That does also remind me, GM, is it okay if I did that other thing that I mentioned to you that Lily would do while she was out? That order that I put in? The
Oh,
commission?
yes.
Okay.
Actually,
Rewind.
can you roll me? Sorry. Can you roll me a percentile?
Oh God.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh,
Yes, I
Oh
can.
boy.
How many percentiles in this game?
Mhm.
51%.
51. Okay. Nope. That was not helpful. Okay. You did not go to the same place.
Gotcha.
But yes, you can absolutely have done that.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
So what are those insight checks?
17.
20.
I got a dirty 20 on my, I guess, deception. But meets and pieces, so Jade knows something's up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah, Jade.
What sense does Jade get from you, Annisa?
Well, I mean, like, you just see, like, frantic run by and then just, like, the plop down. And you're just like, there's something... like, there's something happening. Like, it's not, like, that she would be, like... She wouldn't be trying to hide anything. So it's just kind of like, she looks flustered. She is flustered.
Okay. I'm just gonna
And-
clock it as a what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean...
It's party and secrets.
It's not as... She's just like...
Pointedly not telling us something. It's not a secret.
It's... I mean, it'll... You'll see it, like, the next time she gets dressed. She's having thoughts. She's a fighter.
I feel like Jade has questions, but she wouldn't ask it in front of everybody.
All right, well, now that we're all here, Jade and I went to go talk to Ava, who was very surprised to see us there so soon, had a stack of Beverly Ward books for you all. Enjoy. A lot more than what I was expecting. On board with us heading down to the Underdark. She's busy for the next few days. A lot of student shit. Really surprised that she can't cancel that stuff, but hey, however it goes. But yeah, in a couple days, meet back up, and she says she can get us, she's gonna talk to Creighton, Grothin,
Cathan.
Trying to figure out exactly what she told us, and not yep. Okay, so a couple of hints. So hopefully we don't have to fight another dragon. He's very big into honor and justice, so that might be a way to win him onto our side. Can't guarantee a way back, so ride home is on us.
Dude.
Oh, what?
You said it's
Oh.
nothing. I really don't.
Don't mock my filler words. And Lily, okay, on to the me problem. She's not 100% certain on how to stop the but she had a couple items that may be able to help us. gave Jade something that if I go invisible, hopefully it'll help her see it. Otherwise, there might be an item that could help protect my mind, I guess. But she says it's with the Crimson Iris. The Scarab of Protection was found in the desert. Used to be the ruins of Anders.
Have I heard of said artifact, DM?
Roll me a history check.
Wunderbar. Do I have advantage because it's Crimson Iris stuff?
Yep. Absolutely.
Natural 20.
Hey!
Hell yeah.
Save your friend, save your friend, save your friend.
Yes,
Exactly.
you have heard of this item. It is known to bolster the mind. Is the best way to put it. You get advantage on saving throws against
Yes. So as I mentioned when this first really got onto our radar, possession is sort of my specialty within the Crimson Iris, so Scarab of Protection is something that we were all made to get familiar with. I could try and requisition it. I don't know how long it would take to get here from Eridor, but certainly a good idea. I had almost forgotten.
I would greatly appreciate that. Otherwise, if we ever go back or we finish up this one and have to pick a next stop, I mean, that's still on our list, so maybe swing by there, pick it up if they have it ready for us to borrow.
Makes sense. And I immediately start drafting up the letter.
I think that was all of our search, right? Jade, anything I forgot?
No.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do for this night or the other nights before we teleport down to the Underdark to dig into our next arc?
There's one thing.
Okay.
So, Quinn will probably call it an early night. She'll go back to her room, but she will wait until she hears that like Kira is like going to bed, and then we'll go and knock on Kira's door.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey. Everything all right?
Yeah, it's fine. How are you? How are you?
Everything's fine.
Yeah. Things have been. It's been a lot. Not a lot of time, and it's been a lot. You.
Yeah. She kind of like gesture for Quinn to come in, kind of like perch on the edge of the bed. Like Kira probably is like sitting, like moves to like sit cross-legged, like crisscross applesauce, like kind of a little bit hunched over as she usually does, like leaving space for Quinn to sit too if she wants.
Yeah, Quinn will just kind of like awkwardly sit and I'm not good with people in general, but
I know the feeling.
like I know that you fought your sister and there was a lot that happened and there was no time to really. I'm told that talking about things can be good, but I feel a little hypocritical suggesting that, but it's
Tell
been a
you
lot.
what. I'll Okay. I'm not good at talking about this kind of thing either. So, how about I tell you about all of this, and then sometime, doesn't have to be right now, but I can listen if you need to talk about something.
I think I'd like that.
And I think Kira will then it's not in her bag, of course. It's not even in a bag. It's in like the breast pocket of her shirt. She pulls out the letter that Lilliana had preserved so that it won't get ruined anymore. This letter from her mom, and will offer it to Quinn. It's folded up. It's probably folded up like 3-4 times so that it'll fit into like that pocket.
And we'll
Ilani dropped this during the fight. Judging by what it says, she was supposed to give it to me of her own free will, and she didn't have any intention of doing so. At least it didn't seem like it. And Kira will, let Quinn read it, but and I can send you that if you want, Jess. But you already said it. Fantastic, perfect. Thank you, DM. But I think Kira will kind of start off by trying to be quiet and let Quinn read, but then silence is bad, and so she'll start just kind of rambling a little bit. I don't know if I've read it I don't know how many times now. But it's just because I knew that my adoptive mom, she told me that my birth mom had to give me up because the people said that I was too small, I was too sickly, I wasn't gonna be an asset to the people, so they told her to abandon me, get rid of me or something, and so my mom dropped me off at the temple instead, and that was it. That was all that they told me, that was all I knew, and now I have a sister. I have a twin. And my mom was still around for a long time. And she was close enough to visit. And she never did. Not once. She was close enough to meet me, and she never did. And I don't know what to think about that.
and just quietly puts her hand just kind of on her shoulder, but doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. And Kira kind of leans into it. I don't know. And my adoptive mom never told me anything about this either, and she was sending updates about me and about what I was doing to my birth family the whole time. And they never thought that I deserved to know about any of it. And I don't know what to do. Or what to think about it or anything. I just... I don't know. And she kind of, like, wipes at her face, trying to hide that she's, like, starting to cry, but it's definitely obvious.
You do realize that you are incredible, right? That you're not weak or frail. That you're not cast out, and that this group cares about you. And that you are important.
Thanks, Quinn.
Parents they can do a number on their kids, whether they're present or not.
I think Kira will just kind of reach up and, like, give Quinn's hand a squeeze where it's resting on her shoulder.
Sit in companionable silence until, like, okay.
Yeah. Kira's absolutely giving her a hug before she goes.
All right. If there's nothing else, we'll jump to one last thing before we go for the night. It has been 2 days. Being able to mill about, Ava sends a summons for you all to join her in her tower. Do you do so?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask Annisa what her deal was.
We'll have time. We're just running out of time for tonight.
Fair enough.
And I just want to do this one thing before we go. Promise we'll get to it. On the floor of Ava's room is a large circle, intricately drawn. When you recognize it, the teleportation circle. And she says, all right, everyone step in if you have everything. I'm going to send you to essentially Cathan's front door. I don't know what's awaiting you there. But I wish you all the best of luck. The only other thing I can tell you is just know that things are both the same down there as they are up here, but also different. I wish you all the best of luck. And she will begin to cast the spell. The world around you darkens for a split second. And as you come back to the sound of water lapping against the rocks. You are standing on a circular island. It stretches about 100 feet. Across, about 50 feet in diameter from the center, but in the very center of this is a pool with a single, a very large single spire, or stalactite as it is, reaching down into it. You hear the sound of fire crackling across the way, voices murmuring. And as you look around, you recognize familiar robes across this island. It seems you are not the first to arrive. And we will end there for tonight.
Well, shit.
Those fuckers.
Well, shit.
So we're gonna go ahead and do that there. Round of shoutouts. Oh my goodness, and Raiders.
God
I'm so
damn it.
sorry. Welcome everyone. So we'll go ahead and start at the top, though, as always, with It's the Riddler.
Oh, that's me. I'm It's the Riddler. Hello. And good evening, all my lovely creatures of the dark. My name is D. I am a voice actor, streamer, musician, professional GM all across the internet. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, or if you want to be in a game GM'd by me, I am making my return to the Magpie Created Play program in May. So if you want to play in a 4-shot avatar campaign with me, you can go over to my Magpie page, which you can find on my Twitter at It's the Riddler. Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you had as much fun as I did.
I mean, that's how we met, D.
It's true. It's very true.
All right. Next up is Rick 1568.
Hi, yes, hello. I am Rec1568 on Twitters and things. I hopefully have nothing planned but this because my birthday is coming up and I don't want to do shit.
Birthday.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I got going on.
Alrighty. Next up is Bodani.
Oh, hi. It's me, Bodoni Cosplay. I'm here. I never leave. But come back in 2 weeks for more Darkness Rising, because that's the only thing I'm currently on right now. But otherwise, next week on Wednesday, come yell at me in chat for Lost in the Wild. But yeah, find me on the Such and Things.
Alrighty. Next up, Kayola. Muted.
Muted.
Oh,
Mhm.
no.
Hello, I am Kai, Kyla Creative on ye old internets. I am here. Like Amber said, come back on Wednesday and see me DM. Yep, that's what I do. Otherwise, I play Sundays? Is it Sundays? On Sword and Key, playing a cute little game of Ryutama. We adopted goats.
Oh.
Yep. There's one other game. Oh yeah, and there's the Spliced playtest that's wrapping up in I think next week also. We'll find out. Check Twitter.
Alrighty. Dr. Psych Owl.
Hey, I am Jess or Jessica. You can find me on the things and the stuff as Dr. Psych Owl, except for on Twitter where I'm Dr. Psych Owl TV. Yeah, like everybody said, come back and you can see me on Wednesday playing the bardiest bard to ever bard. Just wait, the song lyrics are coming.
Alright, and Shield Maiden.
Hello, I'm Natalie, Shield Maiden or Shield Maiden cosplay across all platforms. It's Shield with 2 eyes. You can also find me on Instagram at zelman.arts where I post my pottery and other things like that. Keep an eye on that one for art fairs that I'll be doing over the summer. Those are coming up soon, holy shit. But yeah, come back on Wednesday for Feywild Adventures, and then come back in 2 weeks for every other Friday for more of this.
And I am Princess Lady Brill or Sarah across the stuff and the things. Come back next Wednesday. It's gonna be great, super fun. I get to play. It's awesome. Come back in 2 weeks. We got some combat going. We gotta figure out what's going on with Annisa. We gotta figure out what's going on with Quinn. We got lots of stuff coming in this next Underdark arc.
Talk about your problems, guys. Come on.
Are we gonna raid anybody?
We are raiding Pixel Circus.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for joining us, and stay tuned for more fun things.